don't want these on. I don't like people know when I wear glasses like a loser.
They can't see, I'm blind.
They can't see. It's my secret identity. So when I go out in public, everybody's like trying to get up on this like side-escape business, you know, and I gotta be like, Clark Kent.
They're just destroying you in the streets.
I'm just the women chasing me down, hunting me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like the Lord of the Flies out there.
Uh-huh.
Hello, and welcome back to episode 45 of the Side-Escape Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and joined, as always, by James St. Charles and the sneaky bastard himself, Ted Libby. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah? Hey, you living the good life?
Yeah. I am no richer than I was last week.
That's what I like to hear. I like to hear you're just where you are.
Yep.
James, how are you? Are you richer than you were last week?
I'm slightly richer than I was last week.
Nice.
Yes.
That's exciting. And Ted does have a special announcement. Do you want to show the kids what you've built?
No.
No? Okay, it's a secret.
Still hidden.
Know. It's still
a secret
hidden.
project to you guys.
It's a secret project
You,
to the audience?
viewer.
The viewer. Because this is the Side-Escape Gaming Podcast, episode 45, where every Monday morning a new episode goes live on YouTube.com, SoundCloud, and Spotify. If you like the show, remember to like, subscribe, share. Please, for the love of God, tell your mother. We had someone comment last episode when we talked about their mother, Janice, that this man's mother's name was Janice, and that he told her that we talked about her. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Tell your mom. If your mom's name is, James, give me a mom name.
Karen.
Karen. If your mom's name is Karen, let us know. My aunt's name is Karen.
That's going to be a wide net there.
That's a wide net. And if you like our show, remember to, I already told you to like, subscribe, share. But this week we are talking about GameStop, the stock thing that's happening.
GameStop.
Game stonks. And we're talking about that. And then we are going to talk about Cyber Shadow, which just released on Xbox Game Pass last week. And kind of dive into that. I've played a little bit of it, and I think we've all kind of touched it at least once or twice.
Oh, I've touched it.
I've touched it.
And it's touched me.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. But we're not talking about that yet. We are going to talk about GameStop, the thing that's touching the United States of America, just touching it hard.
Yes.
Ted, do you want to start about this GameStop thing, or who wants to start with the GameStop stock crisis?
I'll start with it. It's not a crisis. It's a weird thing. It kind of has nothing to do with video games, right? So,
what do you mean, Ted? It has everything to do with video games. This is our childhood.
Okay, so let's preface here. GameStop, the company, it's not doing that good. They are
wait. You don't think that a physical game dealer is relevant in today's digital market?
A brick and mortar retailer in a pandemic is not doing too hot. I think for the longest time they had a stock price of like $1 to $3-ish.
Yeah, and right now they're valued
it dropped below 2, I think, or below 3.
Yeah. And they're actually valued at like $12.89 or something is like their actual stock value.
Which makes sense.
They are not doing too well. They are not looking to do well in the future as more of us turn to the internet for video games as opposed to discs in a jewel case. That being said, sometime about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now, GameStop's stock price exploded upwards, all due to a community on Reddit known as Wall Street Bets, which is an interesting place to go to.
It's great.
Decided that GameStop was going to be worth money and invested heavily in it in order to short stock?
Yes, short. Yeah, so they short the stock. So a hedge fund is betting that this stock's going to get like under X value, so they can basically buy and sell it at different.
But Reddit isn't shorting it, but the hedge funds, all they do is short.
Yeah. So the story is a hedge fund company saw that GameStop was not doing well, thought it would not do well in the future, pulled the finance magic out of their ass and took a short out on
like
GameStop
billions of dollars.
In the hopes that it would do worse. And Reddit saw that and went, no, and skyrocketed the price in a decentralized community manner. And now that company had to pay them out, and the price has just been going ever since.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we've heard kind of it's been this slowly developing thing, and I've been kind of attached to it because one of my friends has money in GameStop, and he's made his money back, but all he can focus on now is GameStop stock. And like he's like, I haven't worked last week. All I've done is just like watch the number tick up and down, which is not healthy.
Yes,
and if you are that friend listening to this show, please get help. Sell your stocks. But the interesting thing I think is a lot of it was done through Robinhood, the app. That is been a podcast sponsor for every podcast there's ever been.
I have stocks in Robinhood unrelated to this. It's a great system.
Their number one like for like most downloaded app like recently right now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you look at the top 10 apps, it's all stock trading. It's like Robinhood, Webull, like it's like everyone's in on this because it's so easy to just download your app, put your information in, boom, you're buying a stock.
Yeah, and the thing that I think is interesting that a lot of people aren't thinking about eventually is that eventually there are going to be great winners here, and there are going to be the modern public that is going to lose a lot of money here as well.
Because they came in too late, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and all of the people who put their money with these hedge fund managers who have lost their shorts, who got short squeezed, but that's unrelated.
I mean,
that's the other side of it.
If you're putting your money with a hedge fund manager, you already like are winning. So it doesn't matter that
is very much the argument of like
someone here is making a couple thousand versus you were like making a couple 100,000.
Yeah, you gave your money to a gambler. What do you expect?
Yeah. And but I think the interesting thing with this whole story, let alone just the stock rising, is the whole Robinhood debacle about them basically halfway through, what was it, Wednesday?
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday they stopped letting you buy GameStop stock through it, and it's correlated to one of the companies that bailed out this hedge fund has a majority stake in Robinhood.
Yeah, and that right there is like
Robinhood was frozen. I guess some others were frozen, but I couldn't verify that.
They were.
While real financial people were still able to operate. And it's like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, actual
seem fair.
No.
Well, it's not. It becomes not a free and fair and open market. Yeah, exactly. And then, when does the SEC step in? That's why, like, you had like AOC, people in politics stepping up. You had AOC and like Republicans agreeing. Ted Cruz. It was like, what?
Whoa.
So,
I think
it's something that should never happen.
Yeah, no. And the thing that's interesting about the whole, now we're just diving into like the Robinhood policy thing, I think is just interesting. I'm sure that they have terms and service that you click on when you sign up that says at any moment we are allowed to stop the buying and selling of any stock we deem.
Now they do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was there before too. I'm sure it was written in the fine print and everyone agreed to it. But it does send a very bad message that it is in control by someone who also can benefit a lot from the stopping of it.
I think if you have more than 10,000 in Robinhood, pull it all out right now. You do not want more than that amount of money in Robinhood because it is not. You are not going to be guaranteed pulling that money out.
Yeah,
put it in like an actual real broker, like Fidelity or something like that. But
we'll see.
If Robinhood's like play money almost. Like it's like, yeah, you make a couple $100, like woo, I did it.
Yeah,
but,
we're recording.
People are making like the super one.
We're recording the show on Sunday the 31st. I'm curious what their stock is at right now. Because it's been 325. Yeah, so it's been very steady since the market closed on Friday. So it's about 316. Okay. So I'm curious to see how much this goes up in the next week and kind of eventually when it bottoms out, because that's
Monday is usually a boom day, and Fridays tend to be when everyone sells off because that's when like options mature. So people usually sell off on Friday, and then Monday they buy up a bunch of stuff. Well, so I looked just to check to see like what is available for GameStop. There is nothing available. Like everything is like super highly priced. It has to like jump up a couple $100 for you to even make like big money.
Oh yeah, don't hop into it now.
There is like nothing there if you wanted to like short it. Like if you want to like make some instant money. It's a long play.
Anything away from our conversation right here, it is don't jump in now.
No.
Now is not the time.
So
if
the other
stock, it's too late.
Yeah, we were talking about GameStop, like focusing on, but there's a hidden one there below it, which is AMC.
Don't do it.
Which is nowhere near close. It's around like 18, like 13, 18 right now.
Yeah.
But that was starting to rise, and they immediately like stopped that one. Like right away. They were not letting that go.
Yeah, because they had 5 targets. It was Nokia, AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, and GameStop.
Dude, I'll invest in Bed Bath & Beyond just on a whim. Just
on a whim.
Support my company, you know?
That's your favorite store.
AMC's such an interesting way because they actually they're basically gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah.
They got like $1 billion bailout, and then now with their stock going up, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
and that's like one of those things where it's like I do care about them doing well because like movie theaters like doing better and got to get out there and do it. So
I get it.
Weathering the pandemic for AMC is great. GameStop, it's like they were still like operating during pandemic, and then people were like, "Why are you still operating?" And then they closed them all down, and they were gonna like people wanted them to fail. Then it's just like now there's like a hero story.
Well, it's interesting. And I do not know the gentleman's name, but the guy who invented or created Chewy, the online pet food retailer.
Yeah, he's the CEO now for GameStop.
Yeah, he invested a lot of his time and efforts and money into GameStop, and way before this, in like August or September, in the hopes of transitioning GameStop into more of an online retailer. Who knows now if his plans are the same or if he's just trying to get rich quick.
It probably will do well because I had Chewy stock and it was like a relatively low stock, and then it got bought out by some other company, and the stock rocketed.
Yeah.
So he like moved. I was like, great. Like he's a successful company.
That man had a personal stake in making GameStop better, and I wonder now everybody who owns lots of stocks in GameStop or at kind of the top end of that company, if they still plan on
Can you imagine
dutifully making it a 21st century company or not? We'll see.
Someone turning like GameStop into Amazon. It's like, yep, this is that stock. We're gonna make GameStop the next Amazon.
Who knows? I mean, a big reason why GameStop was picked over other companies that have shorts picked on them was because of its brand name. Of like a lot of people grew up with GameStop, and if you wanted to encourage the masses spend on this ridiculous concept,
it's something everyone knows.
Everybody knows, and everybody loves.
Yeah, there's 2 GameStops in every mall.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw people. They were like, so some people sold on Friday, of course. Like it went past 400. So some people sold, and what they're doing now is they're buying Switches and games from GameStop and giving them to children's hospitals.
That's cool.
So like that's a good turnaround thing. So you'll see a lot of that on like Wall Street Bets. Like it's like look at what we're doing.
Yeah, a lot of charity, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and someone like is paying for 2 kids' surgeries. Like this is like some good stuff like coming out of it, which I guarantee those hedge fund managers are not doing with their shorts.
To be fair, somebody also spent a lot of money to have an airplane fly around the Bay Area with a banner that said "Suck it, Robin Hood."
I saw that. Yeah.
Someone paid for a Wall Street. I mean, not a Wall Street. Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which, yeah.
Good
It's
stuff.
fun. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Really a fun time. 2021 is shaping up much more interestingly than 2020 did.
Really? 2020 is real weird.
Yeah.
It's just as weird.
Yeah.
Even not weirder. but yeah, GameStop gonna do well. There's no chance they go bankrupt now. If not, they may even like evolve their platform to something else, which now they have a bunch of capital.
I think they have a lot of capital until everybody starts to sell this stock and it plummets. Yeah. It's gonna plummet. There's
no way it plummets back to where it was though.
Oh yeah.
It has such a such a high like ceiling now. It'll stay like around a couple hundred.
Nobody bought GameStop with the intention of keeping it as a long-term investment.
That's the whole plan. The Wall Street they're going to long it till they're trying to go till it gets to 1,000.
That's the plan on a internet subreddit or a Reddit subreddit.
Yeah, we're seeing what they can do though. They can do a lot.
Yeah, I think everybody involved is trying to get paid, and so once enough people start bailing, everyone else will start bailing.
Yeah.
Most people who are like buying the stock, sometimes you'll buy a stock and you'll just forget about it, which is what's happened with Gunnar. When Gunnar bought like AMD for like nothing and forgot about it, and it like rocketed up. Yeah, so it's like if you do that with GameStop, and it like you like check it out, it's like, oh, I had GameStop like a while back. Let me go check it.
Did you see that there's I think a kid in like Arizona or Texas, and he was like a big gamer, and his family was pretty low income, and they bought him like 10 shares when he was like 5 years old of GameStop stock at like $4 a share or something. It was like when it was super low, and like 5 years later, he sold it for like 400 and something bucks. Like they like walked over to this 10-year-old boy and they're like, "Would you like to make like $3,000?" And he's like, yeah, let's do it.
Stocks are fun.
To end this conversation, I just want to share with you my favorite photo that's come out of all of this this GameStop malarkey, and it's the wolf of. It's a picture of the Leonardo DiCaprio, and it says Martin Scorsese's "The Wolf of R/Wall Street Bets," and it's him in a GameStop shirt. I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
I swear it's gonna go higher, but like
I think it will. I think it'll plummet.
If it goes past 500, I don't like. It's not worth it for even like someone right now to go in and pay you the $300 price.
No.
Like you're not making too much money if it goes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, all of this is still gambling.
Yeah, and none of you guys have GameStop stock, correct?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I was debating. But
yeah, I think like most people who are savvy on the internet, I knew about it before it got big, and I'm kicking myself a little bit that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and I'm totally fine with that.
I did do AMC though, so I did what is called options trading. Mm-hmm. So I bought a call contract. So what that means is I bought. I said I was going to pay $100 for. No, I'm going to pay like a sum. So it was $100 for 100 shares. Like the contract is for one contract for 100 shares, and it says like I'm going to bet that this is going to go to this price, which at that time it was at $4. So I said I'm going to bet it's going to go to 6 or 7, and when I'll sell the contract to someone else, and I'll make that profit, which will be like, a couple 100%.
Yeah.
So I bought it. Next day, jumps up 400%, and I make plus $1,000 off of my initial $100.
Oh yeah.
So I sold it immediately because I sold it at 16. So it went from 4 to 16. Sold my contract so someone else can buy it. And then it drops, and now it's like at 13, but it went to 18.
That's crazy.
So then I took that money and just invested it in like more AMC, like actual stocks, like what people usually buy.
Yeah.
And then it didn't let me. It says, you know what? You have 10 shares. That's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So
weird.
But yeah, if you pull out your money right away, some people don't know is you'll have capital gains tax. 30% of your money, poof.
Yes.
So don't.
Yes.
If you're like
all of this gambling and any money you make will be taxed. So
yeah,
it's not free.
What you want to do is if you have GameStop, take your real money there and put it in something safer, like a fund.
Yeah.
Like funds tend to be safer, or an actual real stock, like like any of your Teslas, Amazon, or any of those.
Or just stick cash under your mattress.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa did, The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned. Put your Robinhood account in your phone. Just put it under your mattress. You're fine.
First off, get off Robinhood.
All right, boys.
All right, well,
enough stock talk because
not video games.
I want to talk to you about another game of 2021. We're 2 for 2 on 2021 games. I want to talk to you guys about Cyber Shadow. I almost called it Shadow Cyber.
Released, and we've covered both of them.
I know. We haven't covered the medium yet, and I think I'm going to try to play that game too because it looks real scary.
I did not hear good reviews about it.
Me neither.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I haven't heard great things. Cyber Shadow game is on Xbox Game Pass. Produced by and distributed and published by Yacht Club Games. God, I keep I'm slurring a lot. I'm sorry, people. Yacht Club Games, who did Shovel Knight and all the various expansions of Shovel Knight. So they produced and distributed this game, published it, and it was developed by Machine Head Games, not Machine Games, but Machine Head Games.
Machine Head.
And I want to know what you guys think. It's a Ninja Gaiden-like clone that kind of adds various spins on it, like a Mega Man-esque formula as well, and really introduces. I think the interesting thing for me about the game is how the checkpoint system is used. I think it's like a big spin. But I want to know what you guys kind of think of this Ninja Gaiden 2021 kind of revamped version.
James, you go first.
Okay. I just want to
and tell me how far you've played.
I've only played probably 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
So not too much, but I know enough for the mechanics and what you can get. And
I'm about the same. I've played about 4 hours. Yeah. I'm on World 5. I think is where I'm at.
Yeah,
level 5.
I think I'm on World 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the start, you have some jarring story that I have no idea what the heck's going on. But it reminded me of man, it's like a TMNT kind of start, or really kind of futuristic, and you just get into it.
Yeah.
And there's no real tutorial. It's it's basic how you can play, and it just plays like a 90s Metroidvania, just I'm playing an old Castlevania with Mega Man-esque type things. And the controls, that was one thing that you and I were talking about. The controls are purposefully the way they are. They're good, but you do something that's oh, come on, that shouldn't have worked like that. But then I think about it, it's maybe it's more being a testament to the 90s style where
I think so.
You get hit by an enemy and you fall down the ledge, or it's you have to hit the joystick angle at the right time. The thing is those had D-pads. So I'm using a joystick for a lot of this stuff, and it's man, if I had play with PlayStation controller with a D-pad, this would play a lot more realistic to where when they had it.
Yeah, I've been playing with the D-pad a lot. Ted, what are your thoughts?
First? I don't like this game.
Ooh.
Okay. This game in a lot of Yacht Club Games, they made Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight was a great old-timey game. And not only does it look old-timey, it feels old-timey. Right? They were going for more of a platform with Shovel Knight. This is going for more of that Ninja Gaiden, which is kind of more of a combat-focused thing. But it replicates an older era of video games to the point that I find it infuriating.
Yeah, it's really...
It is full of mechanics and level design that is meant to trick you and trap you and have you die in kind of, I don't want to say unfair ways, but kind of cheap ways, in the same sense that the 90s games were doing, because there wasn't a lot of game back then. So they had to make it play out.
Yeah.
And in that same sense, I find myself, like you said, getting hit by an enemy, which causes me to fall backwards off of the cliff, and I die. And it's like, really?
Yep, and then you go back to your checkpoint, which is like 5 or 10 minutes lost of time or something
exactly. Like that. And it's a lot of aspects of that really just rub me the wrong way. Similarly, like when your basic attack, start of the game, basic attack is a horizontal ninja slash that does not hit things at an upward or a downward angle.
Only to your right or left.
Only to your right or left, and you have to jump hit to get it correct. And the second or third enemy in the game is a little flying butterfly that gets right in those angles.
The tiny one.
Yes.
Fuck that thing.
The tiny ones.
And
not the big one.
It is clearly designed to, you either figure out how to deal with this or you die, kind of like the games did back then. And as somebody who just isn't a fan of that kind of that cheap gameplay, if you will, to use kind of a brash term, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think nostalgia can be a very cool and interesting thing in video games, and I really like these kind of games built today, but in the old style.
Yeah.
But boy, when you actually sit down and play it, it is kind of annoying. And it made me realize, like, why I don't play Sega Genesis games anymore.
I feel like right in the middle of like where you guys are kind of talking about. I think, James, maybe you and I feel similar about this game. I don't hate this game. I don't think it's a bad game. I think I hate this genre of game.
Yeah,
that's what I think we're on that.
I myself do not like. I'm not good at platformers, so I'm already frustrated. But I think the Shovel Knight comparison is interesting, and I want to jump onto that in a second.
Yeah.
But I think this game is nailing what it's trying to do.
Yes,
it is trying to be a Ninja Gaiden-like clone with a little like updates. I think the pixel art is beautiful. Anytime they do like a cutscene with pixel art, it's like so freaking cool. The music's pretty rad. I would say the music's a little repetitive, to be honest.
It's perfecally annoying.
But yeah, it's a
for
little
the genre.
The guy, and I will look up his name right now. But
Jake Kaufman is the musical guy.
The guy who did Shovel Knight, who seems to use old-timey sounds, but in a very
modern
way.
Yeah, very modern.
It a couple of beats of it sounds like an old chiptune.
Yeah.
And then you really get into kind of the rhythms and the melodies, and it's like, oh, this is a modern thing. Music is very cool. And I will say, as somebody who has died a lot in this game,
yes,
the musical cues are timed perfectly so that once there's rising action at the start of the level and then you die, but then when you respawn, the music is still rolling. And so you never really kind of fall out of it, which is very cool.
Yeah, you get into it.
Detail. But as someone who died a lot and doesn't like to die, it aggravated me to no end.
Yeah.
Also, just starting the game, it's just like boom, boom, boom. You're right there. Go. I was like, oh
shit. Okay.
No time. It's just like you hit your save and you're in there fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like the Shovel Knight comparison, where Shovel Knight like took the modern, the old school genre and kind of
made it modern.
They made it a little modern. They added like some quality of life stuff. That down strike mechanic is so utilized in like a great way, where you actually get a down strike. I don't know if you guys have gotten it yet, but you get a down strike in Cyber Shadow, and it feels terrible compared to the Shovel Knight one.
Not the shovel. Yeah,
and you're supposed to bounce on certain things at certain points with this thing, and it's clunky. And I think a lot of the like controls match the Ninja Gaiden clunkiness, but I think to a detriment. I think this game needed to be a little more fluid.
It's too close to.
It is so it is so much like it's the counterpart. It's trying to mimic that. It's a problem.
Yeah, it didn't add anything like modernization and the quality of life.
So I'm conflicted because on the one hand, I really appreciate this kind of take on an old style game, but on the other hand, I'm like, I don't want to play those games anymore, and I don't want to play this now. Like we've developed quality of life tools to make this kind of thing more interesting and more fun.
Yeah,
it's called Dark Souls.
No, seriously. Every checkpoint feels like a Dark Souls checkpoint where you're like,
it's like,
oh, thank fucking Christ I got here. Yeah. Like I feel like that every time I play the game. Like I'm like, I gotta get to this next checkpoint because
edge of death.
I'm gonna die 5,000 times.
Yeah.
It also does the thing that I think all video games need to avoid doing. If you have an enemy that you have to face constantly, do not give it an annoying sound effect. There is a little robot thing that shoots bubbles at you, and the bubble sound effect is so annoying, and it happens so often in this one section of the game.
Yeah.
And I died so much that I had to hear this thing thousands of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but then we're all playing it basically for free. We're paying the subscription, but you're paying it for like a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So to have this game be $20 and playing it, I can't say like unless you really like
Unless
this
you
kind of
really
genre,
like- yeah.
I would not pay the $20.
Right. I tried to think of this
Yeah.
most of the time as if I had paid $20 to
Yeah.
play it, and it obviously Ninja Gaiden back in the day was probably between $60 and $80.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
without inflation, but we've moved past that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
playing a game that is just a really difficult 8 levels, start to finish, boom, 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 doesn't feel like it is worth the purchase to me. And granted, we're playing on Game Pass, but still, it's like I would not. I don't think I would have enjoyed my $20 had I put it into this.
Yeah, like I don't plan on going back to Cyber Shadow.
No, not at all.
Me
I found
neither.
time.
Yeah.
What do you think of the bosses though? I'm just kind of curious. I thought the boss design was kind of cool.
So the bosses, what they did, like at least for the initial ones, I thought it was kind of great because I can see like speedrun tactics that I've seen from watching people play old games into this game. Like the first one, like when it's like getting ready, you can run up to him and him like a bunch of times and get some cheap shots in there, which I think is great for bosses.
To its credit, there is a boss who looks a lot like Iron Man, so I just called him Iron
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
He's
But
yellow. He's red and yellow. Give me a break. But he, like a classic kind of 2D action game like this, is you jump behind them and you hit them a ton behind because their animation doesn't respond to you, you know, kind of sneaking around them, and it accounts for that. And when you kill him doing that, he says like, "Really, you stabbed me in the back. That's not a cool thing to do." And I was like, "That's really neat." This thing that I've learned over 26 years of playing video games comes into play.
Yeah.
But that being said, the bosses really aggravated me, mostly because it's one of those things where like
learn the pattern.
No, it's one of those things where like I'm playing a melee character and I have to run up and hit something, but that thing that I have to hit will do damage to me if I get too close. And so I found myself constantly like running up, trying to get my 3 hits in before the rotation started again, and then taking damage. And I was like,
that's Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. It is very much that. Like the bosses are like how they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
So
it's one of those things where I just was taking damage constantly just from trying to move, trying to dodge, trying to attack. And I was just like, I'm not feeling this pixel perfect aspect of it. I just can't get on board.
Yeah. I definitely wanted this game to kind of win me over to the genre by modernizing it, and not that I don't think what it did is bad. I think that it just didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Yeah,
and it's so truthful to what that genre was rather than what it can be today.
Modernizing that genre would have been.
Like I think of like Axiom Verge, which is like one of my favorite indie games of the last like 10 years. Like it's freaking amazing. If you haven't played Axiom Verge, play it. There's a sequel coming out this year. I can't wait.
Or just do a lot of drugs in the desert and listen to that soundtrack.
Also, music as well.
But I think of that game and it's like it is a Metroidvania through and through, but like it modernizes it in interesting ways, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't just feel like Super Metroid. Like they're doing something a little different. While like this could have been a Metroidvania back in the day. I mean, of course. Where this game is just like, okay, you've just made another Ninja Gaiden with robots instead.
No, it feels like Ninja Gaiden. I played NES Ninja Gaiden on an emulator before.
NES,
so you didn't even get past first level?
No, they nailed the clunkiness, the kind of like you're side attacking and the thing is below you and just walks underneath your blade and hits you.
Yeah, those little bug things are
the bugs. The flies.
There's like a little cocoon bug that you can crack open and like 3 of them fly around, and it is so hard to kill these things. And I died thousands of times to these little flying bugs, and I was like, this sucks.
I was finding myself more aggravated than not at the challenge this game presents. And to a point where it didn't become fun. I bounced off of it 3 or 4 times. I was just like, all right, I'll give it another shot. And every single time I nailed the first bit that was giving me trouble the last time, and then immediately got stuck on the next thing. And I was like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. Did you guys ever watch Angry Video Game Nerd at all? Like back in the day on YouTube? Basically, this guy, he had some pretty good animation. And he would film himself playing old games.
Okay.
And it was just him being like so angry because they were so ass on the controls. I'm really curious. I want to see if he's gonna play this game because it plays just like the games that he used to play, like old Ninja Gaiden, like Batman, like the really old NES games that are just like so ass.
I think I guess an aspect that this game misses is that we've moved beyond that point. You know, video games used to be really hard either to suck in your quarters in an arcade or because there were 4 levels. And in order to make that worth $60 worth of development time or price you paid at the register at Toys R Us,
difficulty.
You needed to play that a lot. You need to get stuck in that game a lot, and that made it worth your time. We're not there.
We don't want that. We don't need this.
We just straight up don't need that anymore. So this game, instead of showing off interesting side-scrolling mechanics or cool combat or even a really rad story, which may be in there, it just instead goes back to like, well, we're just going to make this really hard so you beat your head against a wall, and that's not where I'm at. I don't know how you guys feel.
No, I agree. I think it's the Shovel Knight comparison I think is very apt for like that game's not hard. Like Shovel Knight's a very easy game, but it's super interesting and it's wacky and weird and it combines two genres and does a lot of different things, and it's not about the difficulty, and you can beat Shovel Knight in 2 hours and you have a blast with it. Where like this game is like I feel like, and maybe it's just that we're all really bad at this type of game, but like it's almost like purposefully we're gonna fuck you here because we want this level to last longer.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's like we're not living in 1993 anymore. We don't need this.
Yeah.
I wish it was like a Shovel Knight because that would have made it a lot of fun. Like
That's
I
what
think
I was
we were going
hoping
into this like being like, man, same studio made Shovel Knight, gonna have a really optimized like.
That's the weird thing. If you look on Xbox Game Pass PC beta application, it titles Yacht Club Games as being the makers of this, and you have to click on it to find out that it's not actually them, which has me wondering if this was going to be them, and they decided at the last second, like maybe we're putting this as our B team.
No, so Yacht Club Games, like once they made Shovel Knight, and Shovel Knight was like such a huge success, they basically formed like an incubator program.
Good.
And so they like bring people into this incubator, and they've done it with like 3 or 4 other games too. But so like they basically helped develop this game in tandem, but more like as an incubator. So I think they must put their name on Xbox.
They put their name on it basically.
Because that sells way more than just Machine Head games.
Yeah.
Like Yacht Club's a big deal for indie, like in that incubator program.
It is an indie like staple. Like it'd be like Super Meat Boy, like the publisher there. Like, Ed McMillan, like putting something like
or the Play Dead games, the guys that do like Inside and Limbo, and like they're
that
up there too. But Yacht Club is just such a thing of its own because Shovel Knight's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, not even. I mean, I never even played. Did you guys play the DLCs for Shovel Knight?
I never did.
I saw it. I saw some of it. It looks good.
Yeah,
it's good actually.
I played the one bad DLC, and apparently the other ones are great.
Yeah, I've heard the other ones are great. I have had issues with getting that DLC on the platforms that I purchased it on, and kind of never really
tried.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this game, it's faithful, which is
it's faithful.
Rad. I'm glad that exists, but I don't want to touch it ever again.
I want to give a positive to this game though.
Yeah,
I think that the checkpoint system, when you get to a checkpoint and then you can use your credits to like
put things online.
Yeah, you put like system online. So like you recover your health, you can recover your special like SP, or you can get like a weapon, or you can do all 3. But you can get like a weapon that like helps you through the next part.
Which will probably be like a boss. They're put.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
I really like that. It's like we're gonna help you here a little bit. Like if this part gets really bad, you can choose to not do this, or you can choose to like equip a weapon and go for it. And I think that's cool. Like, I appreciate that little power up thing. So, but
me too.
I'd rather be playing something else. And speaking of playing something else, I want to know, besides Cyber Shadow, what have you been playing? Who wants to start?
Ted,
let's start.
No?
All right, guys. I brought a little show and tell here. This.
Is that the aftermarket?
Yes, I am successful. Well, I am in the process. It's charging right now. It literally came today via Amazon. I am in the process of cheating at Pokemon Go to achieve my ends of taking over the greater Sacramento area. I bought a device.
Can we take a moment of silence for Ted? Because I think we've lost him.
For my dignity or
just everything. Yeah, a moment of silence for the death of Ted.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like what I've been playing either.
God, you guys fucking suck. Oh my God. Let's hear. All right, let's go, Ted. Come on.
We've narrowed down why Pokemon Go kind of sucks, and it's the act of catching Pokemon. For those don't stop laughing.
The main thing Pokemon is for.
Well, so let me give you a brief rundown. The way this game works is you catch Pokemon, and then you turn in those Pokemon you turn them into candies, and then that feeds into other Pokemon that you can. That's how you evolve, right? You catch 1,000 Totodiles, you get rid of 99 of them, and then you use those 99 candies to upgrade a Totodile.
I hate it.
Into a Marsh Stomp or whatever.
Totodile evolves into Croconaw and then Feraligatr, motherfucker.
These things are numbers to me. I don't care. They are
you pay some respect to Totodile.
I don't care. But in order to catch 99 Totodiles, right? For everyone who's not played Pokemon Go, it's an act of using your thumb to kind of flick a ball at the target, and there's a circle, and you have to make it into the circle, kind of like a carnival game. In a sense. And you can kind of curve your ball, or the circle gets smaller, and you can kind of get it like a super good shot if it's really small. Again, like a carnival game. But the mechanics behind that are almost random, in that you could throw a Pokeball and nail it, or you can throw a Pokeball and miss, and there aren't that many factors that go into that, whether or not you captured it or whether or not you missed. So, I'll go for a walk kind of downtown, and I'll just be staring at my throne, throwing a ball. Oh, I missed. Throwing a ball. Oh, I missed. Oh, let me give it this berry that'll make it easier to catch. Throw it. Oh, I missed. All because there's a random number generator in the background deciding for me.
Right.
It is not a pure skill-based game. It is affected, but it is not totally skill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really annoying, especially when you go out for a walk and you end up staring at your phone the entire time, just flicking constantly. So I bought a device that does that for you.
Hey, can you read what it says on the top there?
Gotcha?
Gotcha. You know what a gotcha game is?
Yeah, I do. 100%.
That's what you're playing. You're playing a gotcha game, and they got you because you put money into it. Ted.
Yeah. 100%.
You lost.
Well, this is a knockoff product, because the Pokemon Go Ball Plus that we talked about last week, $90, doesn't actually auto catch.
It's $90?
It is $90.
Oh my God.
It is a thing where it shows up, it lights up when
and you click it.
And you click it. Yeah. This gets rid of the clicking. I can just set
automatically
it on my wrist and not have to worry about it. And when I come home from a normal walk, I will have caught and Pokemon and spun Pokestops around the world that I've done.
Wow.
It's basically it's a net, basically, right? You're using the fishing pole. You just threw a net out there.
Yeah, it takes an idle game and makes it even more idler. It is stupid.
Yes.
But my goal is to take over
to catch them all.
Greater Sacramento area. If you're in the Greater Sacramento area and think that you're better than me at Pokemon, you're not, because I'm willing to cheat to achieve my ends. And if you do want to fight, that's a separate YouTube channel. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're doing a Side Escape fight night. You can come join.
Pokemon fight night.
Pokemon fight day. So yeah, I will be checking this out, giving a full review next week.
That's our subject to review.
On the Gotcha for Pokemon Go, the ultimate accessory for Pokemon hunters.
That video would do really well.
No button presses required.
Beautiful.
That's a spike.
How much was that, Ted?
I believe it was $34.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Back to my original point about the actual Pokemon Go ball.
Right.
Still have not given the Pokemon Company any money, because this is a third-party knockoff. So I still have not given Pokemon any real money.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Good job.
James, I want to hear how you're going to disappoint me today.
All right.
What do we got?
Remember last week I talked about like Dota 2 arcade custom games?
Yeah. My foot's asleep. I can't get up and walk away from the camera.
Well, a new one came out.
I thought you were about to say you actually just played Dota.
No, I would not play Dota.
Thank you.
Well, you can't judge anybody. You're over here playing Pokemon Go with a knockoff watch that does it for you. You cannot judge anyone in this room.
There's basically
a watch that plays Dota for me without having to play it.
There it is.
There's basically a new auto chess, and it's fun because before, like, you would buy how normal auto chess works is you'd like buy heroes from a pool, you put them out on your field, and you can like have synergies, and then they would fight other people. This one is called Lost Land Commander, made by some Chinese developer. They had like another one called Watcher of Samsara, which was a TD tower defense type one.
Okay.
This one is more like auto chess, but instead of like the heroes, you put them down and put them on the field, you get cards. So it's like a card game. So like what you do is you could like cast your stuff out there, and then they have synergies, and you can get spell cards. So there's ones that like turns things into frogs or deals damage or like buffs your stuff. So what you do is you fight waves of enemies. It's like 10 rounds, and then you put out your heroes, and they have synergies, and you can put items on them. and then once it hits round 10, you fight a big boss, and you can play this cooperatively with like 4 other people. And so you fight a big boss, and there you basically like release all your spells, and like you just like throw a bunch of stuff at it, and it's just a really like fun game. It lasts about like 40 rounds, and you're just trying to buff up your field, cast your spells, upgrade your items, and beat all the bosses. Yes, Ted.
Thank you. You said is this a co-op? It's so
co-op PVE basically,
Okay, so
not like the original auto chess where you'd fight each other.
Yeah, it was almost like a battle royale with like 12 people and a bunch of one-on-one.
It was
rounds.
PVE and PvP. That's how original auto chess works.
What is this game
so
called?
this
I'm
is
sorry.
PvE?
Yeah, eventually it'll have PvP. It's
actually
it just released. Yeah,
I think the biggest problem I had with auto chess games that I played is that other people were better than me.
yeah. Teamfight Tactics, PvP, like all that.
Yeah, that's very cool. Actually, that sounds a lot of fun. Because
it's a lot of fun.
auto chess is a very interesting concept.
It has a gotcha mechanic, so you can buy the battle pass to get like more dust. Because what you can do is you have a whole card book. You have a whole card book, and you can upgrade the heroes so they deal more damage when you play them. So you'll have like I have like a level 7. It's called Succubus, but it's not the real name. It's called. God, Eric's gonna kill me.
Like
I can't remember her. I forgot her name.
Let me know a little secret. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? Anyways, she's like level 7. So she does like 2,000 more damage than her level 1. So when I play her out, like it's gonna be hitting harder.
And you can pay money to increase the levels of your cards.
Yes, you can pay money to like open up treasures to like get stuff. But I haven't paid anybody, and I've just been opening up treasures and leveling up. And so far, I haven't been got.
It's good.
But it's been
And what was the name of this game, James?
It's called Lost Land Commander, and it's when you play Dota 2, it's like an arcade workshop add-on.
Oh, okay.
So right now, Dota 2 has like the best arcade mode, and before it was like Warcraft 3, but they just killed it. Blizzard just literally killed it. So now Dota's on the rise because like everyone wants to make the next auto chess, basically, because that blew up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those fun game modes out there, and I've been trying them out.
Nice, man. That's good.
I'm glad there is a thriving custom game community out there. I know StarCraft had it for a long time, but also news of this week, the development team for StarCraft is officially dead.
Sad.
So I'm glad that a custom game community is thriving out there.
Yeah, and cooperatively, it's so fun because you have your own like 60 card deck, and you like pick cards from it, and it has all the 60 cards like you can want in it. Yeah. So if you really want a card, you could dig through all 6 cards, spend a bunch of money, and get that card. Or someone else, if you're playing cooperatively, can have that card and put it on the black market, and you could buy it from them. So it's really fun. Like you're trading cards, you're trying to upgrade everything.
For the audience, the members listening at home, what's the name of this custom game?
Lost Land Commander.
That's Land Commander.
And then it has a bunch of Chinese characters that I can't read at the bottom. But it's a Lost Land Commander.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good. It's really like refined for only being out for a couple
weeks.
That's
how you know 2 giant American video game companies will steal it and make their own version of it.
It has such a promising thing.
And Team Fight Commander coming to you soon.
Yeah, Call of Duty's auto chess is going to be really good when they come out.
It's fun. I feel like if I told Eric about it, he'd play it.
No, I'm sure.
All the maps are deserts, though. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
That one.
Nice. The only thing other than Cyber Shadow that I've been playing, I haven't played a ton of games, is Hitman 3. I've just been running through more Hitman 3, and fuck, that's a good game.
This is like extra mode.
I've been playing kind of the older Hitman levels.
Yeah.
Just recounting how incredibly stupid the story is.
So you've installed all the other Hitman games into your game?
I cheated. I bought... So Hitman 1 is free on the Epic Store for the first 30 days. I believe it still counts if you're listening now. Hitman 2 was 80% off. I was able to refund my Hitman 2 Steam edition for $20, the price I bought it for, and get it on Epic instead. Definitely a workaround, definitely not a solution.
Yeah.
But I was able to get all 3 games on one platform.
That'd be fun. There's a lot of levels there. It's just no, James. The replayability of the game comes with like the challenges. So I've just been playing the same 6 maps, but like, how can I take these targets down in different ways? Or like reading a challenge, like how do I kill this person with like a chandelier? I got to figure that out. And it's just so fun. The best
way to play Hitman is you can look through every challenge, every achievement you can get, and just see something that, like you said, kill this person with a chandelier, and then just start the game
and try to figure it out.
figure it out from there.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, like there's a Dubai level that's the first level in Hitman 3, and there is a challenge for shooting both the targets with one sniper bullet. And I've never seen these guys even interact together. So it's like, how do I even get them?
I think you trigger
the alarms, right?
Yeah, the lockdown where they feel that they need to parachute out of the building to escape, and as they line up to jump off the
You
edge,
just shoot them. Yeah, I gotta figure that out.
Yeah, have you guys? I've my roommates and I have been watching some like really good Hitman players play the game because it's a really fun thing to watch somebody who knows what they're doing, who knows the world. That first level is beatable in 14 seconds.
I saw this.
If you walk out onto the atrium and look straight up and shoot the guy right on the balcony, and then look out at the guy presenting and shoot him, and then turn around and walk, you can beat it in 14 seconds. It's amazing.
That's so fun.
It's so dumb. Like you shoot the guy, you shoot the other guy, you turn around, the first guy's body lands in front of you, and you just run to the exit.
That's awesome.
Are you guys going to be like doing any challenges when you play, or?
Well, we are about to play some Hitman and try to record one session, so there will be a little let's play of us playing Hitman and see what we're attempting
Watch and
to do.
find out if we complete any challenges.
If this works.
Yeah. Which one would you do? Like, what haven't you done that you like want to do?
Yeah, we should figure out what map we want to play. I was thinking we play that Argentina map because the one I've played the least of.
I think I've never played that one. I think I haven't not gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
I've been bouncing around to different levels because once again the story is not for me.
No,
but
not at all.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
Nice.
We'll definitely be playing more. It's that game's good, and I'm going to talk about it a lot this year because it's awesome. Can't wait. So, and I just can't wait for a James Bond game.
I don't know if we talked about it, but did you hear like the studio literally is doubling their employees or something, or like like they are going full force on this James Bond. So
Hitman 3 was a financial success within like the first week. So
good,
excellent news.
Yeah, they already made their money back.
Yeah.
It's the biggest launch of that iOS studio, so which is cool. Very exciting times. We'll definitely talk more about it. Thank you guys so much for watching the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, episode 45. My name's Jake Burke. That's James St. Charles and Ted Libby, and we will see you next week.